From Adam to Easter, an Arch book. When God created all the world, he saw that it was good. No one sinned and no one died. All did just as they should. And best of all, God made a man, in his own image formed. God's breath of life had filled his lungs, and Adam was transformed. But this perfection did not last. It broke when Adam sinned. He ate the fruit to be like God, while that old serpent grinned. From this rebellion, all mankind would live under a curse. They'd all be born with sinful hearts, and things would soon get worse. With sin came death and toil and sweat and untold misery, all because of one man's sin and eating from that tree. But God still loved his children, so he promised that someday he'd send a second Adam who would take our sins away. This promise was repeated long through prophets whom God sent. They told of one who was to come for all our benefit. No man could pay the price for sin. The cost was far too steep. Our only hope was in the Lord and in his love so deep. So God sent Jesus, his own Son, who was his word made flesh, to be a man, fulfill the law, to die and conquer death. He came to earth to live with men and teach them of God's love. He told how God would forgive sin and give us heaven above. The devil came again to tempt this second perfect man, but Jesus wouldn't fall for lies. With God, he made his stand. He knew he had to suffer long for those who had rebelled. He hung for hours on the cross to save us all from hell. At last he knew the price was paid, his suffering was done. It's finished, he did loudly cry, then died, for he had won. With Jesus' death came grace and life. From death we all were freed, for Jesus paid the price for sin by dying on that tree. On Easter, Jesus rose again to lead us through the strife. As Adam's sin had brought us death, so Jesus brought us life. And since that day, though men still sin, through Christ we are forgiven. So when we die, we'll live again, forever with him in heaven. That is From Adam to Easter, an Arch book.